One of the most common questions I get from my patients and just people on the street: how do you get your teeth so white? What's going on, everybody? My name is Eli, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm going to answer that question in this video for all of y'all, so you know the perfect way to get your teeth white at home and in a dental office. Before we continue on with this video, if you're new to the channel, my name is Eli and I'm a 4th year dental student at Boston University Goldman School of Dental Medicine and a future orthodontics resident. On this channel, I make dental school vlogs as well as videos with advice for pre-dents, as well as oral hygiene tips and oral health videos for the general public. So if that's something that interests you, please make sure you subscribe, like the video, and share the channel with anyone else who might find it interesting. Now, I want to make one quick disclaimer before we start talking about how to whiten your teeth and different whitening methods. Your teeth are contrasted to your skin. Therefore, as a dark-skinned male, my teeth appear whiter against my skin. So a lot of people say, oh, your teeth are so white. How do you get your teeth so white? And let me start it off with the baseline that my teeth look whiter, contrasting against my skin. And that is across the board for any darker-skinned individual. Another disclaimer, most of this video will be focused on whitening methods at home, but the best whitening you're gonna get is in a dental office through bleaching trays or Zoom whitening. And of course, the last thing before we start the video, you have to get your oral hygiene correct before you even worry about whitening your teeth. I can't tell you how often it is that people come into my dental chair and they want teeth whitening, but they still have restorative work to be done. Yes, you do need that cleaning first, or that deep cleaning first, or that crown first, or that filling first before you worry about doing any teeth whitening. Now, this video is going to be broken up into 3 different parts. First, I'm going to be talking about different whitening methods that people use at home that I've heard about before. Afterwards, I'm going to be talking about different whitening methods that I've personally tried. And the last part of the video, the third part, I'm going to talk about my current everyday routine to keep my teeth as white as possible. Okay? So without further ado, let's get into the video. So first, I'm going to talk about a few methods that I've heard through the grapevine, different YouTube videos, or even through other dental professionals. So I've heard of people brushing with baking soda. I feel like that's one of the ancient home remedies for whitening your teeth. Baking soda that you take maybe a tablespoon or so, mix it with water, make it pasty, and then brush your teeth with that. There's a few things about baking soda. I've never tried it personally. I have heard that it works. I think it's very technique sensitive. In my opinion, number one, even though some toothpastes are abrasive, it can harm your teeth if not using it correctly. So I think if you're going to try the baking soda method, you need to be very smart about what you're doing, do the proper research, and make sure you're not doing harm to your teeth. Personally, I would recommend just staying away from it. I think there's a lot of better ways that you can whiten your teeth at home, but if that's something that you want to try, that is one of the methods that I've heard of before. Another thing I've heard of is using hydrogen peroxide. People like to swish with hydrogen peroxide, etc. Personally, I would never do such a thing. When I was growing up, hydrogen peroxide was used for cleaning cuts and things like that. I have heard of people using it to brush or swish, but I also, just personally, I would never do that. Of course, as mentioned with those two, I've heard of a combination of both. I actually saw a YouTube video where someone was mixing like a 1-to-1 ratio of baking soda, hydrogen peroxide, instead of mixing baking soda with water. Mixing that together to form a pasty substance and brushing with that. But again, same thing as baking soda. I just don't think it stays on your teeth long enough to actually do any kind of whitening for a long period of time. I've also seen Instagram ads and different Google ads for like at-home whitening lights and things of that nature, like a UV light that you can use, put in your mouth, load it up with some kind of gel and put in your mouth. It's another thing that I've never personally tried, but I have heard of. Again, I think that's another technique sensitive thing. It may work if you use it properly and correctly, but with improper use, it can have detrimental effects. For example, these gels that they're sending you, these gels with hydrogen peroxide and bleaching, if you leave it on your gums for too long, it can cause great damage to your gums. I would recommend staying away from them unless you really know what you're doing. Will they work? Possibly. I can't say yes or no because I've never tried it myself. I would recommend, if you're going to go that route, you're better off just going to see a dentist and getting Zoom whitening. There are plenty dental offices that offer specials with their Zoom whitening or their bleaching trays. If you ask your dentist, you'll probably find something that'll work for you. And if you're going to spend the money, I think you should spend the money to get it done the absolute right way. Now, for the second part of the video, I'll talk about what I've tried in the past. So when I had braces and I got my braces off, I wanted to try different whitening techniques. So I tried two things: charcoal toothpaste and Crest whitening strips. Now, to my surprise, and I recently checked the ADA website, Crest whitening strips are actually the only whitening strips that have the ADA seal of accept, meaning that the ADA accepts this and deems it as safe for use for people at home. Again, it is slightly technique sensitive. The directions do state explicitly to try to keep the strips away from your gums. For the same reason, you do not want to cause irritation to your gums. I did try these Crest whitening strips when I got my braces off, and I personally would say they work. Now, they do require consistency and diligence with your whitening. You have to wear it for a certain amount of time every day for like 2 weeks straight. But if you do it consistently and correctly, I do personally think that Crest whitening strips do whiten your teeth. And I think it is a much cheaper alternative than getting whitening done in dental offices, where some dental offices may charge $250 or so for bleaching trays, where you can also just get Crest whitening strips from your local Walmart or Target from anywhere between $35 to $50. Now, I also tried charcoal toothpaste. Now, let me tell you something right now. Charcoal toothpaste, don't buy it. You're wasting your money. You heard it here first, you're wasting your money. It's kind of doing that same effect that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, where I said that my teeth appear whiter because it's contrasting against my skin. Now, if you use a black toothpaste on your teeth and you brush your teeth for 2 minutes and you spit it out, of course you're gonna think your teeth are whiter. You just looked at black stuff on your teeth for 2 minutes straight. I have not seen any evidence supporting that charcoal toothpaste actually whitens teeth. Where I stand right now, charcoal toothpaste is a scam. Now, the last part of this video is what I do currently to keep my teeth white, because I have not used Crest whitening strips or charcoal toothpaste since I got my braces off, which was in 2019. As I mentioned in my previous video where I described the perfect oral hygiene routine, which was my oral hygiene routine, my favorite toothpaste that I use is Crest 3D White. It's not too abrasive, it does the trick, and in my opinion, it does help keep your teeth white. It may not brighten them so much, but it must be working to some degree if everyone's always asking, how do I keep my teeth so white? Or how do I get my teeth so white? So if you are looking for my absolute recommendation of how to whiten your teeth, it would be in a dental office with Zoom whitening, getting bleaching trays from a local dental office, or using Crest whitening strips at home and using Crest 3D White toothpaste in your daily oral hygiene routine. That's all I have for this video. Pretty short video, but I wanted to get it out there because this is such a frequently asked question for me. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you watch all the way through. If you want to watch more videos about advice of what to do with your teeth from a dentist, check out my Advice from a Dentist playlist that I'll link in the end screen right after this video. That's all I got today, and I'll catch y'all later, alright? Peace.
I told her stop telling that thing she seen and told her meet me at the Ritz. Let's go. I got baguettes in the back of my ring and I went and tried it. I told her she gotta run to the team before she can talk to the lit.